two governments in this country, including the one now, literally, you would put the mob would be shamed of how, literally, what I'm trying to say is, the mob wouldn't be as bad as them. The gangsters in Dublin wouldn't be as bad as them. You would trust them more than you trust this government. Because this government constantly just, we can see with Seamus Wolf. It's a perfect example. Helen McAtee was asked to go before the Dáil and answer questions from people about it. And apparently, they think they're not entitled to, the public the opposition and the public are not entitled to ask any questions. It's the same with OT. They never allow a second opinion. It's always one opinion, nobody else. It's always one voice, nobody else is allowed to speak. OT makes a statement. Nobody can say, oh, look, there's a mistake here. Nobody can say it. It's literally a dictatorship. It's a communist regime. It's a one rule system. When they break it, nobody cares about it. But literally, you can't argue with the narrative, whatever the government's narrative and whatever OT wants to spin. Literally, nobody can say boo all. Like literally, you never see anybody in OT saying, I disagree on this government issue. Let's take for example, closing the pubs. You have a debate with somebody there who's against closing the pubs and somebody that's for it. Equal. OT is kind of just one side of saying the government are right, the government are always right, everybody else can go and die for all we care, because we want our €10 million funding. But yeah, this is the government, this is our country, great country, As I always say, it's just, you honestly just couldn't help yourself but laugh. You could only cry and laugh, to be honest, at the same time, because, literally the opposition today walked out, because again, as they're saying, they don't think anybody should question them, and that's the thing about democracy. You always have to ask questions. That's the thing about society. You always have to ask questions, because you never know when the politicians are being crooked, or even the media. Well, the media has always been crooked, so we don't have to worry about it. But the thing is, that's how things get done, when you ask questions, when you find solutions. That's how you find solutions, if you ask questions, if you talk about things. OT just we don't want any solutions, we just want one voice. Whatever Micheál Martin says, that's the voice we listen to. And it's a great country, Did I ever say that before? It's just you couldn't make this up. Like Helen McAtee, for example, and what Leo did when he leaked the documents to his friend, didn't think he was accountable to anybody. Didn't think that anybody would question. Didn't think that he should have stepped down. Basically, in other words, they don't think they're accountable to anybody. They don't think they have to answer to anybody. Again, it seems like a communist regime where they can do whatever they want, no backlash at all. It's the same with these two Monaghan County Council, which I talked about earlier on. Went off to countries that weren't on the green list during the lockdown, on holiday. And one of them went to Golfgate. Nothing was ever done about it. No action's going to be taken. If that was you or me, we'd probably shot on the spot. This goes to show you, did I ever mention it's a great country? Like, honest to God, you couldn't say it any more better than this. Because it's just, you really couldn't make this up. Like, I could sit here for an hour and 10 minutes and sit here and take and try and spin some narrative. But you literally can't spin any narrative. OT are trying the best, but there's only so much OT can do in spinning the yarn that the government are literally breaking. Because again, OT have been caught very, very badly this week in having the little do in their place. And OT spinning out every day of the week. Don't go here, you're going to get covered. Don't spend €9. You have to spend over €9 in the pub. This is what they've been on about for the last God knows how long. And then they go along and do something themselves. Because again, it's every day of the week. I bet you any money every day of the week they're having a big party in OT, and every day of the week they're having a big party of the entire Ireland. I wouldn't be surprised. Guess who has to pay for that? You and I. Great culture.